In the past, when I've talked about imposter syndrome or imposter phenomenon, some people know immediately what I'm talking about. Others ask what it is. In this video, we'll examine some of the many ways this not-so-helpful habit shows up. Imposter phenomenon is a tricky thing to struggle with, and struggle many do. It's a belief that you're not qualified, even when the truth is that you are. That any success you have is really just a fluke and not sincerely earned. It feels as though you're a fraud, pretending to know or to do things when you believe you don't know what you're doing. And it tends to come with lots of evidence to support the view that whatever successes you experience are really due to luck, not your abilities. So, countering that evidence feels either like you're in denial or not dealing with the facts. A bit of a catch-22. Now, we'll take a look at what to do with this evidence in the last video in this series. But for now, we'll focus on what imposter phenomenon looks like in real life and some of the effects it has on us. First off, when our imposter friends receive an assignment, this can trigger feelings of self-doubt. They'll then often over-prepare or procrastinate. And if they tend to over-prepare, this can show up as perfectionism, doing things perfectly in order to avoid being found out. If they procrastinate, this allows them to avoid the possibility of failure altogether. But this just feeds the self-doubt too. Some supposed imposters will take on extra jobs and responsibilities to bolster the image of being especially capable, which can raise the stakes even higher. In addition to these, some other symptoms of imposter phenomenon include fear of being seen as a failure, feeling that overworking is the only way to meet expectations, feeling unworthy of attention or affection from others, downplaying any accomplishments or deflecting compliments, and even avoiding attainable goals. Now, as I said, many experiencing imposter phenomenon become our overachievers. They often work extra long hours attempting to do the very best job anyone could possibly do, which of course means that they are often successful at what they do. But there's a belief that if they don't perform at the very highest level, then the fact that they're in reality a fraud will become obvious to everyone. Often, they'll even feel relief rather than pride when they accomplish something. So, behind all of this is a feeling of shame for being a fraud, and then that shame gets even bigger if everyone else also recognizes you're a fraud. That's a pretty big reason to protect that big secret that they're an imposter. Consequently, our imposter phenomenon friends learn to be pretty good secret keepers. Now, keeping a secret is not a bad quality when your friend needs a sympathetic ear. But if those secrets are your own, keeping them has some pretty negative consequences down the road. Those consequences can include anxiety, depression, less satisfying relationships, poor physical health, even a more rapid progression of disease. And because an overachiever is, overachieving, they can experience increased levels of stress, burnout, and eventually decreased job performance and satisfaction, which, in turn, can lead to less career advancement and, from the point of view of management, greater turnover. Imposter phenomenon sometimes also appears alongside perfectionism and/or procrastination. Now, feelings of being a fraud are also associated with low self-esteem, fear of failure, an obvious one, and a fear of success, a little less obvious. Why would fear of success be a thing for those who feel like an imposter? Well, succeeding may relieve the stress of the moment, but it could also bring higher expectations for the future and a feeling of increased likelihood of then being found out. As you can see, imposter phenomenon is complicated and has far-reaching consequences. But I don't tell you all this to scare you. Rather, I'm telling you this so your awareness of whether imposter phenomenon is playing a part in your life. And that awareness is key. Awareness is the first step in change. So if you recognize yourself in any of these descriptions, you're already becoming more aware of how feelings of being a fraud are manifesting in your life. This is great news because now you've got the power to do something about it. If you'd like a little support in overcoming imposter phenomenon, let's talk. Just contact me by clicking the link in the description below. Now there's one more piece of information though that can be helpful in overcoming imposter phenomenon. If we understand what's at the base of it, what some of the causes are, then we can tailor a strategy or solution to have the greatest possible impact. In the next video, we'll look at those causes. Don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, I wish you abundance and joy.